All right, so kind of the hard stuff is done. We're kind of looking more at what's going to happen after the first kiss. It's usually not a lot of time goes by between when they leave the church and when they have the first kiss, right? So here we go. Here's Phil and Isabel. They've already had their first kiss. They're happy. They're excited. They've left their spot. They're walking down. I kind of miss this a little bit because of my low shutter. Again, this wedding was a little tough because of the light in there. I'm having my longer lens here with a low shutter. Caught them coming down. It adds a little bit of movement. But here we go. They're going to come outside, right? Here's where they've exited outside. They've gone down the aisle. They've exited outside. I've had to jump quickly to my 24 to 70. You can see my thumb went way up at 4,000th of a second. I'm still at a 2.8. I had to leave it at 1250. It depends on the type of camera you have. You can kind of do an aperture priority and it will select the shutter for you, or you can have it ready with a different ISO. This is a really short distance between when they are inside and outside, so you kind of have to be ready at the go for that. Again, that goes back to being prepared and whatnot. But here we go. Very animated couple, very happy. They came out, knocked it out. I got the focus on Phil. I asked them for a quick kiss, and they're much happy to do it. You can see, like, I really love this shot. I don't know if they like it a lot. I think they do, but you can see the bouquets in out of focus. You can see the church. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a person back there, but that's okay. But this really knocked out. This is probably their first kiss outside the church as a couple. It really captures a lot of momentum and movement. There's a little bit of a heart there. You can kind of see, maybe. I'm a little disappointed I had the ISO so high. You can kind of see some grain here. That's the only bummer part about it. But again, when you come out, it's not really that noticeable. But just remember, when you're outside, you can shoot a lower ISO. Again, them breaking away. So you can see the sequence. This is a great little sequence here. Outside, kiss, and happy. So you can see, you just kind of got to be prepared. 24 millimeters is usually good because I'm walking backwards. There's a staircase right here too, so it kind of it was a close call there. You can see I was standing here earlier. But then just keep walking backwards and keep following them. I kept on my 24 to 70. Didn't have time to change the ISO. You can see my thumb is shuttering up as we go. Again, we come back down here. I jumped to my 80 to 400 and stepped back and zoomed in to try and get that look. Again, not fast enough with the ISO. I think I could have been. There's still a little bit grains in the black. You kind of want to watch that and make sure that you're able to get out and get your ISO back into functioning mode. Here, Phil's looking back. This is an edited, filtered photo. It's a nice little photo that we use for a background. We can throw text over it, or kind of for our class, stuff like that. Here's a different thing. Sometimes the wedding couple will go and sign their documents. This, because it was a small wedding, they're able to kind of go and do that. You can see their witnesses were going to be considered their maid of honor and their groomsmen, their best man. So they went upstairs after leaving to go and sign the document. I followed them. This is a good fun thing to do because this is the actual certificate signing. Getting back to the same coverage, step back, get your 80 to 400 long lens on, try to cover what's happening here. Here we have the priest signing it. I got a little bit of a nice close-up of him actually doing the document, more for record than anything else. Here's them just hanging out, kind of get coverage of that. Because we were in such a good spot, I was able to see the bouquet, much more prettier light, had some time to shoot that. Good coverage of something like that. Here's a longer lens, an 80 to 400 again, but I'm at 270. I've kind of gotten in on this actual certificate, gotten some hands, gotten some details of the actual signing of the certificate. Here we go with them. This is obviously more for record keeping. It's kind of a fun thing to kind of have. Nothing extraordinarily beautiful about it, but it's something fun to cover. Here's them actually signing their certificate. They'll always look back on here. The cool thing about Phil and Isabel's wedding is they had a very, very tiny wedding. And you can see here they all went to the courtyard, and luckily I found a spot where I could look over everyone. I was shooting through a screen, so it's a little softer than I'd like it to be. But you can tell, here's the entire wedding. This is everybody that was involved and there at the wedding. This doesn't typically happen. I kind of got them really excited, told them to put all their hands up, and then I had a kiss right there in the front. So you can see this nice little progression. They can kind of pick and choose what shots they want. It's going to be hard. You're never going to have everyone doing the same thing in such a shot like this. I got some eyes closed because they're facing the sun. You can see here. Here's a little different one with the hands up, and then here you can see her eyes are closed and look. But you just kind of got to do 2 or 3 different variations so they've got choices later on. Let's quickly go to the other wedding. You can see here, I ran out very quickly. I jumped to my 24-70, a little more prepared this time, had the ISO down at 800, snagged the shot really quick, and then I turned it a little bit on their side. She did a kind of a bashful shy. She's not a big public kisser, you can tell. But we still got the moment, we got the movement, we got the emotion, and it really works out well. So really, the things to kind of take away from this are be in the right place at the right time, be prepared, know exactly what you're going to do and what you're going to try and shoot, kind of scout it ahead so you don't trip, and kind of make sure that you're going to be there and try to capture emotions faster than you normally would think, because these things go by very, very quickly.